Hey, Botafogo fans! Hey everyone, good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to Anderson Mata's channel. Let's talk about Botafogo de Futebol e Regatas. Yeah, guys, do you see what's happening today? Today is a day of mourning in the sports media, right? You see the São Paulo media, they're just complaining about Danilo not going, complaining about Botafogo's new attitude, complaining because things are changing at our club. And then you look at the Rio media, journalists bothered by Botafogo's attitude, journalists complaining that Botafogo mocked Palmeiras with an offensive song towards Palmeiras. Come on, Rio media. Are you guys ready? Are you? You'd better get ready because it's going to shock you. Understand Botafogo's new stance. Learn how the new GDA management will be carried out. We're going to talk about all of this now here on Anderson Mata's channel. Go Botafogo! Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the affection. Subscribe to the channel and help us reach 101,000 subscribers. Leave your like, give us a thumbs up. By liking the video, more Botafogo fans will discover Anderson Mata's channel, all right? But these days, a lot of new people are joining the channel, lots of new subscribers. Thank you, thank you. It's your thumbs up, your like, that allows YouTube to deliver our content to more people. I'm already inviting all of you today, starting at 7 p.m. Yes, our classic live stream. At 7 p.m. be here. We're going to talk a lot about Botafogo de Futebol e Regatas. I've been telling you some things during my live streams. I told you that GDA already runs Botafogo, and I told you yesterday that the whole process with Danilo, everything that was happening, had the approval of GDA. And then as Zambuja wrote about this, look here. The reason behind GDA and Botafogo's decision not to discuss a deal for Danilo with Palmeiras, Ricardo Azambuja. GDA Luma played a decisive role in the decision not to discuss a deal for Danilo with Palmeiras. In internal discussions, Gabriel de Alba reinforced the understanding that Botafogo cannot continue with the approach of letting go of its main assets at every opportunity. His assessment is that Botafogo's SAF needs to resume its growth trajectory through good management practices and repositioning in the market. In this context, strengthening the relationship with the fans is one of the pillars of the strategy. The understanding is that in recent years, the bonds created between players and fans have been constantly broken, which ended up harming the process. Botafogo will seek to balance more efficiently the need to raise funds with strengthening the relationship with the fans. The SF also sees fans as a key source of revenue and understands that strengthening this bond is an important part of the club's growth strategy. Of course, Botafogo needs to make sales to generate revenue. However, the GDA has decided that if Danilo's transfer does not happen in this window, it will provide additional funding, if necessary, to compensate for the absence of this revenue. More than just a decision about a player, the choice represents a new stance by SAF Botafogo regarding the management of football and the preservation of its assets. Yeah, I had already shared that information from Azambuja with you guys, okay? Yeah, I had already told you that here. That Gabriel de Alba had backed it. If we don't sell Danilo, I'll pay out of my own pocket. I'll cover the cash flow needs, okay? Anyone who follows me here, what was just said, I had already mentioned before. Okay? Got it? Yeah, so you heard it here first. That's good. It's good that you know we're always well informed. Yeah, Botafogo at this moment doesn't need money. So Botafogo no longer approaches the market desperately. Botafogo approaches the market very calmly. Okay, if a good offer doesn't come from Montoro, he stays. But it was promised. It was promised to Montoro that he would stay at Botafogo for a year and then go to Europe. The person who made that promise is no longer at the club. But they made Danilo a promise. The person who made the promise is no longer at the club. All right? It's simple. Today, the attitude is different. And it's an attitude that we Botafogo fans wanted when the club became a SAF. Remember when I said, damn, I'll never lose a player to another Brazilian team again? We started losing players to Fluminense and Palmeiras. That's the attitude. This is going to shock the market, especially the Brazilian one. Botafogo doesn't sell its players to Brazilian clubs. I'll repeat, Botafogo doesn't sell its players to Brazilian clubs. Botafogo only sells its players if the market demands the sale. Logically, if an offer comes in for Vitinho, an offer that's considered very good will sell. But there will be a replacement of equal quality. Okay? If Botafogo sells Danilo, Botafogo will replace him with someone of equal quality. Okay? At this moment, Botafogo will have an on-field benefit because the financial benefit has already come in. And another thing, Botafogo's attitude towards some clubs will change. At this moment, Botafogo has raised its head. It's on equal footing with anyone. This is the new attitude of Gabriel de Alba. All right? And now the press in São Paulo is upset. The press in Rio, as incredible as it may seem, is upset. Gabriel de Alba is getting more and more involved with Botafogo. He talks to a Botafogo official every day. Okay? It's a new attitude within the club. So that's the information, all right? 30 in salary? Relax, my brother. And the cash flow? Relax. Gabriel de Alba pays for it. All right? This is Botafogo's new stance. That attitude that every player is negotiable. It's over. It's a shame that Alexander Barbosa didn't want to wait. Alexander Barbosa must regret it. But life goes on. We'll develop more players like Alexander Barbosa. We'll develop more players like Savarinos. We'll develop more players like Marlon Freitas. Guinho, great player. Is he going to be sold? Botafogo doesn't need to sell. But if there's a good offer... But right now, our transfer window is about keeping the squad together. And who knows, maybe we can even bring in one final piece to strengthen this team. Right? New attitude, huh? Guys, starting at 7 p.m. be here. We're going to talk a lot about Botafogo, both soccer and everything else. All right? My friends, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the affection. Big hug. Greetings, Botafogo fans. And hey, I went after them, Fogon. We're in this together. Thanks, everyone. Hugs. See you later, all right? Thanks.